good afternoon. Welcome to the 12 News Connected Desk. I'm Keith Grant. We've got meteorologist Adrian Campa here with us. He's going to touch on a storm that's going to move into Kansas, of course, this week. But Adrian, before you get started, we're going to hop right into some video of where this storm is right now. You've been talking about this for a couple of weeks. It's slow moving. This is in Arizona, actually. You can kind of see the squirrel playing around in the snow down there.
I'm jealous.
I know.
This
is really impacting the mountains in Arizona, which they haven't seen a whole lot of snow. You can still, this is a ski resort, by the way. You can see barely just a dusting there. And then, of course, this is what probably we'll get right, Adrian. A little bit of rain, most likely.
So, unfortunately, if you're hoping for more snowfall, if you're like me, and you want some frozen precipitation, not looking likely. I think our next system is just going to bring us some moisture that we need, but mainly just falling as liquid this go around. So
now,
I think a lot of people will be happy about that.
Is that typical for Kansas to get rain in January?
You know, we average a little bit of rainfall in January, so it's not unusual. It's, you know, just typically we don't see more than like an inch, and some parts of Kansas could see, you know, a decent amount of rainfall. So here's a look at what we're expecting. Dry weather today. It's been a really nice one. We've rapidly warmed up across the state, but later on this week we're expecting some rain chances in that system we were just talking about. You can still see it just spinning over Arizona. It's been sitting over them for 2 days now.
Wow.
And even still some snow, that blue showing up over the mountain range. Here in Kansas, we're just too warm. We have an area of high pressure sitting nearby that's allowed for temperatures to rapidly soar along with the blue skies. But notice the cloud cover off to our south. That'll start lifting to the north over the next couple of days. So until then, look at these temperatures. This is the warmest day we have had here in Wichita so far this year. Made it up to 55 already, 60 down in Medicine Lodge, just down the road. And look at all those 60s out in northwestern Kansas. Wow. You can tell where the heavier snowpack still is for central and to northeastern part of the state, where we have the deeper shades of blue. Temperatures are struggling to warm, but even Salina up to 47 degrees. So on future track, here's a look at what we're expecting. Increasing clouds overnight tonight, especially into tomorrow morning. And then notice that cloud deck just going to continue pushing off to the north. I think most of our Wednesday is dry, but then anytime after 5 p.m. southwestern Kansas, we'll open up that window of opportunity for those showers to start lifting off to the north, but very scattered in nature. Not everyone will see some raindrops. You can notice here kind of the drizzly type, showery type rain. Kind of have a couple waves as we get into Thursday morning. Newer model data showing the heaviest rain staying east of the I-35 corridor, mainly into southeastern Kansas. It could get clipped here in the Wichita area. It's just not looking like a major rain event. And throughout the day on Thursday, going to be one of those days where we have off and on drizzle, just mainly cloudy skies. Can't rule out a few snowflakes mixing into far northwestern Kansas onto Thursday morning into the early afternoon, but again, no snow accumulations, nothing like that. Then we'll have a little bit of wraparound moisture as the low finally starts to take off as we get into Friday morning. So not a major system by any means. The winds will start turning a little bit breezy behind the system on Friday, but rain amounts generally western Kansas up to 1/4 of an inch, most locations less than that. And northeastern Kansas now looks to see the heaviest amounts of rainfall, where they could see into far southeastern Kansas as well, maybe up to 1/2 inch to 1 inch. But generally for central Kansas, most of us 1/10 to maybe 1/2 inch. So it's still pretty good for January standards. That's the good news there. We're still expecting at least a little something. But behind that system this weekend, clearing skies and temperatures rapidly warming up. Here in Wichita, we're forecasting the high of 61 by Sunday. But notice Dodge, 64 degrees. Enjoy this weekend. Take full advantage. Get outside. I know Keith was talking earlier about laying down outside in the sun, because early next week we have a strong cold front that'll be moving through. Notice here you can see like the temperature contours, the colors. We have some blue over Kansas. I don't think we're going to have true Arctic air. That's looking to stay further north into the upper Midwest and northern plains, but we will be turning colder and more winter-like as we get into early next week, but nothing like what we had a couple weeks back. So that's the key takeaway. It'll briefly cool down to more of a winter-like feel, but until then, enjoy today. Look at all this gorgeous blue sky, and you can see that cloud deck looking off to the south towards Oklahoma. But overnight tonight, those temperatures down into the 20s, 29 here in Wichita, 25 up in Hays, and 24 down in Garden. But looking ahead to tomorrow, still relatively mild, just increasing cloud cover with showers developing anytime after 5 p.m. But looking ahead, it's just mainly into Thursday that we have to keep an eye on. But then notice, Keith, this weekend, especially next week. It's not too crazy out there.
I'm seeing
so.
a little drop off though to start off the week.
Yeah, that's that cold front that we just talked
Yeah.
about. So a little bit of colder, but even 39 for January.
that's
That's
not
not
too
too bad.
All right, I'm looking forward to the weekend, spending it hopefully outside.
There you go.
All right, thank you, Adrian. That's all we've got today. Be sure to join us for 12 News starting at 4.